I hate him. He's evil. I hate him. I can, I should hate this malevolence. All decent, loving, and compassionate people should. Every person claiming to care about what Jesus cared about should hate it. Good people should unapologetically hate atrocities against humanity. Christians should be fighting it instead of cultivating it. This was a quote from John Pavlovitz in an article that he had saying that it's right and actually good to hate a certain person. I hear this a lot lately. This is a guy that I really admire, John Pavlovitz, who I just quoted. And a lot of people are saying this. Smart people, good people are saying this. People whose wisdom I've trusted for years saying the same thing. But always being the contrarian, I disagree. Here's why I can't get on board with hate, even when it feels righteous. First of all, no one knowingly does evil. People always feel justified in what they do, always. That person you despise, they have a story they're telling themselves, a narrative where they're the hero, or at least where their actions make sense. They've constructed a worldview, however twisted, that validates every choice. Now, this doesn't excuse anything, but understanding it does matter. Because when we reduce something, or someone, I should say, to evil, we stop trying to understand how we got here. We stop asking the hard questions about systems, about trauma, about the conditions that create cruelty. Here's another important distinction: people aren't evil, they do evil. Evil isn't a person, it's the absence of good, the absence of love. A friend introduced me to this concept many years ago, and I resisted it. I looked for exceptions. I fought it until it won me over. The thing is, people are deluded. People are living in shadow. People are unskilled in compassion. People are ignorant of their own wounding and how it spills onto others. But the person themselves, not evil. Capable of evil, yes. Currently doing evil, yep. But not fundamentally, irredeemably evil. Now, you might think I'm playing semantic games. People aren't evil, but they do evil. But if you've read from me for any amount of time or listened to me for any amount of time, you know how much I value the precision in language. There's a vast difference between I hate him and I hate what he does, between he is evil and he does evil. So even in John's quote that read, he started with, I hate him, but then he switched to, I can and should hate this malevolence. I agree with his second sentence. I do not agree with his first sentence. We're all made in the image of the creator, and this is where it gets uncomfortable. If we're all one, if we're all expressions of the same source, then hating another person is hating a part of yourself. It's like a cell in the body attacking another cell. The whole organism suffers. Now, I'm not asking you to like him. I'm not asking you to excuse what he does or to understand both sides in some false equivalence. Not at all. I detest what he does. I cannot wait until the day that he can no longer do it. But I will not stoop to hating him or thinking him evil. Now, I want to say this very clearly: see clearly and call evil evil. I am not soft on evil. I call evil what it is. Cruelty is cruelty, exploitation is exploitation, harm is harm. Seeing someone as fundamentally human doesn't mean pretending their actions aren't causing real damage. It means look directly at what they're doing with steely eyed clarity and naming it. No spiritual bypassing, no toxic positivity. No, it's all love and light. Evil actions must always be seen. Evil actions must always be seen, named, and opposed. Love always wins, but it might take a while. Here's what I hold on to. While I will see evil for what it is, I always want to keep in mind that love always wins. Always. Not in some Pollyanna way, not because I'm naive about how dark things can get. Things are dark, they could get darker. But this is it, because love is the fundamental nature of reality. It's what we're made of, it's where we're going. The question isn't whether love wins, it's whether we'll align ourselves with it while we're here. And yes, it might take a while, longer than we like, longer than feels fair. But that waiting, that apparent delay, it doesn't change the outcome. Now, love wins, but love also takes action. So, what would love do? So, with clear eyes that see evil for what it is, and with faith that love ultimately prevails, I ask myself the only question that matters: what would love do? not what feels good or what makes me look enlightened or what's easiest. What would love do in response to the specific harm in the specific moment? Sometimes love opposes fiercely. Sometimes love protects boundaries. Sometimes says no with absolute conviction. Love isn't weak. Love isn't passive. Love doesn't tolerate abuse. But love also doesn't hate the person while fighting their actions. Love sees the humanity even while stopping the harm. Now, the real challenge is loving beyond the easy ones. Some people are easy to love: your kids, your partner, your friends, the neighbor who waves at you every morning. But Jesus pointed out that even tax collectors and pagans love those who love them back. What's remarkable about that? His challenge was harder: love your enemies, pray for those who persecute you. Now, not because your enemy deserves it, not because what they're doing is okay, but because that's the only love that actually transforms anything. Loving people who are easy to love doesn't stretch you, it doesn't grow you, it doesn't challenge the parts of you that want to divide the world into us and them, good people and evil people. Loving your enemy, seeing their humanity while opposing their harm, that's the spiritual work that can actually change things. It's also the hardest damn thing that you'll ever do. The trap of hate. Here's what hate does: it binds you to the very thing you despise, it keeps you in reaction mode, it clouds your judgment, it makes you more like the thing you oppose because now you're operating from the same energy: division, contempt, dehumanization. And strategically, hate makes you less effective. You can't dismantle what you don't understand. You can't protect what you're too angry to think. You can't protect what you're too angry to think clearly about. I choose discernment over hate, fierce opposition over contempt, strategic action over reactive rage. I choose to remember that everyone is doing the best they can with the consciousness they currently have. Now, this doesn't mean I roll over. It doesn't mean I stop fighting for what's right. It means I fight with clarity, with strategy, with an open heart that refuses to close, even when closing feels safer. What about you? When you hold these three truths together, seeing evil clearly, trusting love's victory, and asking what love would do, how does it change your response to harm? I'd love to hear your thoughts.